Tēnā koe iho, my name is Nain. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I like to think I'm creating abundance on a smaller income. Hey, I'm sorry I missed you on Sunday. I actually haven't been feeling that great, and I did push through, recorded a video and uploaded it to edit and realised that the framing was all wrong, and I just took it as a sign that I needed to rest. So that's what I did. It's a shame because you missed out on an extra big savings stuffing, and in that, oh, here comes the sun. Sorry for the technical issues. It has been cloudy all morning, and I thought would be perfect to record here, but you know, the sun had other ideas. Anyway, as I said, it was an extra big stuffing, and that was mostly because of a very generous gift through my Buy Me a Coffee page and through people buying my products. So if that was you, 1,000 thank yous. Thank you so much. What I was able to do was put another 160 straight into my detonator, so I've coloured off those two there. If you're new here, at the end of the month I'm just collecting bits and pieces of money, and at the end of the month I am going to reallocate it to the envelopes that I borrowed the money out of, other parts of my budget that need paying back, so to speak. I also finished off two of the bigger challenges, and they totaled $280, so I was able to put $280 in straight into my emergency fund. So I thought before we got started I would condense some of this so it'll give me some more notes to do my stuffing. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. Five, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 50. Okay. So in my emergency fund I have 51, 52, 53, 320, 30, 40, 55. I can swap those out, which I will do. So how's that for a mini cash condensing? Next week will be my last cash stuffing of April, and I'll be taking a lot of this money back to the bank because it's just safer that way. But I'm gonna leave it until next week to do that. Anyway, so that was that savings Sunday. Let's get on with stuffing my wallet. I don't have the kids at the moment. They'll come back home next weekend. So I decided I would put $100 in food. No, I'm not going to eat, like fancy food. I put a bit extra in there because this would be a good week to buy some of the bulk items, like the really big bag of cat food, toilet paper, oil, olive oil. I like to buy it in a big tin. And sometimes that's tough when you've got your everyday groceries. So I thought I'll take 50 to the supermarket and I'll scout out some specials. Petrol will get its $50, and I'm not having any fun. No fun for me. I'll also put aside $15 for the girl. I know I got a question about, what advice would I give to young people starting out. I think that is a whole video topic of its own, but I just want to point out that I'm on such a small budget I can't really afford to pay my children pocket money. And in fact, my youngest doesn't get pocket money. He gets the odd bit here and there because he actually asks, if I do this, could I have some money? Because I want, he wants to save for something like a toy or a activity that he's seen. So I will do that with him. With my eldest child, I give her $15 a week, and it's on the understanding that this allowance, she buys her own skincare, makeup. It's just a little allowance for her. It's money I would spend on her anyway, but I'm ceding control to her so that she gets a kind of a sense of the value of money and how far or how not far money goes these days. So yeah, I digress. I'll go into it in more depth, I think, when I'm feeling better and I can, get some points together. I'd love to do a video about that. The other person that gets a personal allowance is me. I call it pin money. It's a really old-fashioned term. It dates back like a few centuries. But if you know me, you know I like costume dramas and stuff. So it kind of fits. So I'm going to do a week's worth, 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to do next week to finish out the month. This is a Liz and Les freebie challenge. You can do it whenever. And it's really practical for me. I've just been doing the $2 a day option, which is $14, but I'm going to put 15 because, we don't have $1 notes here in New Zealand, and this is just easier. So I've been putting aside all of my pin money this month. It hasn't been that easy, I've got to be honest. 20, 40, 55 in there, and I'm going to put this towards my debt at the end of the month. So I can do these little savings challenges off and on, but having pin money in my budget kind of helps me not overspend. And full transparency, I did have some overspends this week. I usually stuff $440. I have $400 in the tray, and that's because I treated my mum to a couple of lunches. I've treated Dad, who's just had an operation, to some pies, and I found some clothes that would suit Mum. She's not, she just doesn't have the bandwidth to go like clothes shopping. She's not that fussed with doing it online either. But I found her a really lovely merino cardi, and she was happy. She was pleased with it, so yay. Sorry. Talking about merino cardis. I'm just trying to make myself feel better, I think. $20 is going in here. This is household. I've got 20, 40, 60, 70. I would like to buy some bookshelves. I think that they are 70, but meantime I've also got some light bulbs to buy, so probably going to buy the light bulbs because they're more of a priority. Beauty will get 10, so I've got 25 there. This is just me saving for my haircut and colours. Wellbeing, I spent the $30 in this envelope. I ordered a book online. It was $33, so that contributed to the overspending, but I just whipped that money out and used it in the tray today. So instead of getting the full $400 out of the bank, I took the $30 here, and I took from a medical envelope as well. I'm not explaining that well, but yeah, that's, people often ask me, how do you do cash when you want to buy things online? Well, you just go ahead and buy things online, but the next time you do cash stuffing, you make sure you leave that amount in the bank and you've taken the cash out of here. Clothes, 10. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Hobbies is going to get 10 as well. There is a market coming up in the middle of the year for yarn in my local area, and I'd love to have some money to go and treat myself at that. It's all like artisan dyers and those yummy stuff. Family fun, I'm going to put 50 into this week. So I should have 90 now, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90. Be able to do some fun day trips, or I think we're actually going to go with with our big boy cousin to do some mini golf. It's something the whole family enjoys. The gifts I am going to leave this week, but giving, I'm using a little Scratchie card from Ellie on Earth, and I'm just taking money out of my rollover. Cool, it's just $1. So just $1 in the giving envelope this week, and it has 10, so now it has 11. I feel like that's a good way to do it when it doesn't feel like I've got money specifically to put it into giving. Got to have faith though, haven't you? Alright, my pink binder is my revolving binder, and I'm going to give, let's take it all out, I'm going to give Education $5. So I can colour that in today, because each of these is 25, and I'd written 20, I already had 20 towards that. So that was my thinking there. So now I've got 50, 120, 30, 40, 50, 60 to put towards school fees and activities. And this is another envelope where at the end of the month I'll go and put that in the bank, because I can go and pay in cash at school, but it's actually just easier to pay it online. I think they prefer it that way. Vision, I'm going to give 5 to. Again, I had 5 on this from last week, so I'm just going to fill it in, because each of these glasses is $10. So that should be 60, 20, 40, 50, 65, 70, I mean. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Cool. The health fund took a little hit because we paid to have flu injections. That could be part of the reason why I'm not feeling well. So what am I doing for health today? I'm going to put 10 in. Each of these is 5, so that gives me 100, I believe. $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100. And I know full well that one bout of cold, that's like a doctor's visits and some over-the-counter meds, really, isn't it? That'll go pretty fast. Dental, also getting 10. And I have 5 on that tooth, so I'll put 15. Let's do some condensing here, because I'm running out of 10s in my tray. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 5, 20, 40, 60. Okay. I have just this morning taken Nova back to the vet for a check-in, so there's no money in there. I had 35 and it cost 42, so I just used some of the change that I had to make that up. So I'm essentially starting again at $10 this week. He is tracking really, really well. He's lost a lot of muscle tone. You know, obviously he was hit by a car, and he's been on crate rest for a lot, and the last few weeks he's been out of the crate but not allowed outside, so you know, he's quite skinny and quite bony, and we're just waiting for the muscle to heal up around his bony bits. So the vet showed me some physiotherapy. I'm going to be my cat's physiotherapist. I will teach the big girl how to do it as well, because I think that's something that she should be very good at. And officially, like on paper, they are her cats. Car. It's one of my goals in this quarter, this 3-month period of autumn, to get this right up, because I'm going to need new tyres before my Warriner Fitness in Reggio. So it is getting 25 today, which is good. It should take the cash in the envelope up to $100. I've got $250 sitting online. So we've got 50, 70, 80, 95, 100. So $350 is not too shabby, but I want to keep pushing on this envelope to get it up to $450, $500 would be ideal. And fingers crossed it doesn't have any major mechanical work. I don't feel like it will need it. I think it's just tyres. Anywho, let's get on to my celebrations binder. This is where we fund all the fun stuff. I'm using a scratch-off challenge by Madeline Budgets to put aside a little bit of money every week for birthdays coming up. And I scratched $8 last week. So I am going to put in 10 and take out 2. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 61. So 39 to go on this. I feel this one's calling to me. So, $10 next week, which is cool. I'm just writing it off to the side in my little planner. Honestly, that little planner is the key, I think, to doing this and it not being too stressful. My Matariki savings, I'm going to be putting 4 in so I can colour off, excuse the reaching, 2 more of these. When I put that last 2 in, I will probably rub all of those off and colour in a 10. Just because having a bit of money mid-year to have a roast and have the family around is, you know, it's not a necessary, but it's a nice to have thing. It's saving for these things that help me appreciate living on a lower income. You know, I can still do things for my family. We can still have fun, meaningful connection. Ugh, I'm getting all sentimental. Right, so it's $10 this week for Christmas. This is another Madeline Budgets device for saving. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 76. It's slowly building, but I haven't happened upon any of the really big numbers, nothing over 20 yet. So let's give this a bit of a shuffle and find out what I'm stuffing next week. 11. Okie dokie. This feels really manageable, but I am aware when all's said and done, it's not going to be enough for all the Christmas presents. It will be enough for the food. I think it's about 300 bucks-ish. The numbers 1 through 24. So let me just write that down before I forget. All good. Moving on. Travel. Been bumbling away at this as well. I'm going to do 10 this week. In all honesty, when this is finished, I'll probably focus more on the next folder in the binder, the events one. But that's so far off at the moment. This one is just to have some money in my travel fund. I have 100, 200, 300. That is called wishful thinking, my friends. Very wishful thinking. 10, 20, 35, 45, 55. Someone asked me the top 3 experiences I'd like to take my children to. That is really hard. There's so many places and so many things I'd like to do with my kids. I would like to experience seeing the Southern Lights with them, Aurora Australis, and it's not too far of a drive from us, but it'd be nice to get set up in a bed and breakfast, or whatever, go to an observatory, have the tour. And there's a place in the South Island at Lake Tekapo where you can do the after dark tour through the observatory, and then there's hot pools there, and you can go and lie in the hot pools, and they have like these cool floating floaties that you lie on and look up at the sky. I'd love to do that. My son would really like to go to Universal Pictures World in California. And he and I spent some time like Googling around, and we found the hotel close to the place where we'd like to stay. And, I love doing that kind of thing. For me, though, my top travel destination is I just want to go on an island holiday. I've never been to Cook Islands or Samoa or Fiji or anywhere like that. And I before I die, before the kids grow up and think it's lame, I would really like to just go on a family package holiday. Nothing too expensive or outrageous, just something that we can go snorkeling and fishing and go for walks and go lie on the beach, and me and my big girl can go and get, like facials and stuff. Yeah, just like a super relaxing holiday. Whereas my son would just like to hoon around Universal Studios, and I know he'd have a good time and I would be totally there and I'd do it with him, but that sounds exhausting to me. Anyway, events is getting skipped. That had $15 in it. As I said, we'll pay more attention to it when I've I've got a few other things sorted. So on to the challenge for April. So every week I'm putting money in this 12-month challenge, and I had grand plans for it at the start of the year, when I didn't have lots of debt, but now I have lots of debt, so here we are. 17 this week. So as I said, we are nearing the end of April. Just let that sink in. So when I've done the month's worth, this will get transferred over to the debt. If I didn't have the debt, I could have more fun with it, but yeah, it is what it is. I've got 20, 35, 45, 50, 2. Next week is going to be the big week. I'm going to have to stuff 24. So let me write that down. I don't know how I've managed to finish up with $5 in the tray, but I have. Shout out if you know what I've done. I won't be able to hear you, but you know. You know what? I can't work it out. I'm going to put that aside for savings challenges because I don't think I've got much put aside for Sunday savings this Sunday coming up. So that'll be handy there. Let's do a wee count of what I've got left in my rollover. Let me go and get Pearl. If you're enjoying the video, could you give it a wee like? It just helps YouTube recognise that this is enjoyable and gets the kaupapa out there to more people. I would appreciate that. I appreciate you. Sorry about Sunday, and I will see you next Sunday. Kia ora.